Okay, hello, fellow performers and burlesque students. Anyone who's joined me for Burly Summer Camp 2026 over the last couple of months. So this is just a reflection on what we've achieved and then what's coming next. So, first of all, we did all 3 fan tutorials. They got split up a little bit differently than I planned, but we did make paper plate fans. We did make and decorate cakeboard fans, and we did make cellophane feathers and then put together the grips for cardboard box fans. So we did all 3 of them. Then we had 2 different variations on arm day, 2 different variations on core strength training, and 2 different variations on leg day. So we got 6 of them. So that's pretty good. And we had a little rest in the middle because when we're training, when we are preconditioning, you've got to let your body rest to heal and to get stronger. And just in life, you need downtime. I had intended to do this reflection last week, but I'm just getting over a pretty bad migraine and what was probably the flu or some other similar virus. But I've been tanking the ginger, lemon, and honey hot water, and that's been a lot better. But I still sound a little bit stuffy. Honestly, like that's amazing for me because I've gone for decades without being able to have ginger or citrus or honey. Honestly, like raw dogging, raw dogging colds and flus and viruses and COVID. Man, I survived a lot. But that's not relevant. That's just a little where I'm at. So, although I know I've put in the description of each of these videos that in my Burlesque Gateway store or my Buy Me a Coffee shop, there will be like downloadable PDF tutorials that you can buy of the fans, because I know some people find that easier than videos or having a couple of different inputs and effectively a transcription of what I'm saying in the video or the important parts, not when I go off on a tangent. That's fine. You don't actually need those, but if you're with me live, they happen. So because I've not been well, that's going to take me like a little bit longer. And I mean, that's the story of my life. I'm like, I can definitely do everything in this period of time. Oh, you're regular sick on top of all your chronic illnesses and disabilities. Okay, maybe we need a couple of extra weeks. So I'll kind of just do that when I have time. It will go up. They will go up. Because I want to include, and this is what's really coming next, is I'm going to be doing Automatic Development Series 2026. If you joined me for 2025, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you don't, then I'll have more information in like a separate video for that next week, all going to plan. I mean, it better be next week because I'm about to go on annual leave and go to a Renaissance fair, which that's going to be a fun time. But yeah, so part of Automatic Development Series, the thing that I'm going to be focusing on for the act development part is skills training. So it follows on from Burly Summer Camp, and making small props in the kind of transferable silks, the costume and prop making section. So having a couple of different adaptive fan tutorials to include in that, to make available and link to for that is ideal. So I will be doing it kind of during that period. It'll run a little later than it did last year because, like I say, I'm on annual leave. I'm taking 2 weeks off at the start of September to just have some time with my friends, go to this Ren fair. I think it's called Crossing Worlds. So I'm going to be away down the other end of the country. Well, not even the country, another country. I'm going to be in England, which is the furthest I will have travelled in 2019 was the last time I was further away from home than that. So we're gonna see how we do. We're gonna see how we do. But I'm also gonna be kind to myself. Automatic development series is in 3 parts, and it will always be in 3 parts. And I'm gonna run it every year until I'm done with it, basically, until I move on to the next thing or can't do it anymore. But first we start with, oh, the bus is going past and making a very loud noise. So we always start with kind of whatever the sketchbooking for burlesque equivalent is. I'm not sure that I'm going to call it that this year. I think it might be storytelling skills for burlesque. I think that's what the module is. Because we're going to do 2 weeks of storytelling of like how you elevate your act from last year. We talked more about costume as choreography and that being a really good way to start for beginners. This year we're going to like really go story first, and then the costume's kind of like the second or third priority of that. I mean, it's still important, but this is more kind of the way I work. The costume first for me is harder because it's not how I naturally work, unless I'm doing a nerdlesque act, in which case I'm probably hacking up an old cosplay and rigging it for burlesque. But yeah, that'll happen. So we'll do 2 weeks of that, and then 1 week, which is like kind of like a follow on from Burly Summer Camp again. We're gonna do a week of like how to make your own skills training plan. So like if you wanted to take what we've been doing with the preconditioning training up to conditioning in a particular skill, like in something you want to work with a prop, and including like how you budget and save for that prop. Like each week you put some money away, plus each week you got to do a certain amount of training, and it's all tailored to you and all up to you. So that's kind of like, I think it's storytelling skills for burlesque, because I think sketchbooking for burlesque is more about the designing and costume as choreography. So I think that's what it's called. You'll find out next week when I get this up on my store, because I have to get it up next week. Otherwise, when we start the week of the 21st, nobody will have been able to sign up. But yes, it's going to run, that first lot will run from the 21st of September to kind of the middle of October. And then then we'll, in between each block of 3 classes, and you can just take a 3-block micro, like short course, and break it up into that, or you can do all 9 weeks with me. So it really is 12 weeks, because there's like a processing week at the end of each block of 3. And in an ideal world, then we would go into doing a student showcase. But at the moment, because I need to take my time and build things up slowly, layers of, I can add, another hour of this in a month. We can add it in every 3 weeks, every 2 weeks. Now we can do it once a week, kind of thing. That'll like, in the fullness of time, the entire Burlesque Gateway schedule will come into being. But at the moment, we're focusing on Burly Summer Camp, into automatic development, and then next year I'm going to add in the spring skills development, and then we'll look at like the following year adding in the winter kind of like production training and doing a showcase. But that's that's how we'll follow on. So yes, so mid-October, our second block of 3 will be transferable silks, which is the costuming skills. We'll learn how to make small props. So definitely the fan tutorials from Burly Summer Camp will be done for that. So by mid-October, I have to have them up because they've got to be ready for me teaching like how to adapt what I've done with that and with my like original transferable silks like primary prototypes tutorials, which you can access from my store should you desire it. There's another bus going past, very loud. Thank you. Interrupting my flow. Yeah, so that we'll do kind of like, and again, you can go back and get last year if you know maybe you do want to start from costume first. But yeah, we're mostly this year going to be doing small prop making in that. And we'll focus on fans, and I'm also going to make like kind of how to decorate things that are maybe a little bit difficult to decorate, like plastic, and like how you get around that. Like, because one of my signature acts is called Ritual Baths. I'm going to be working on it because like I'm basically doing these courses because I need to get my butt in gear to reset my acts after like scrapping them all from pre-pandemic and then looking at them and being like, oh, I don't do this anymore. Or, okay, I've got like basically 10 different video acts that are the same act. I kind of need to up my costume game and change it into like more of a bespoke service because that works better for me. Instead of just all of these like little bitty, I am effectively like these 10 things are ritual baths, but now I'm kind of getting really more focused because I develop my acts kind of in front of an audience and then I take them back into rehearsal, back into development, and then bring them back out again, and then they come back in. So this is like 10 years of figuring stuff out, having a play and sorting it out. But yes, we're going to do kind of like small props. We're going to look more at like surface decoration and rhinestoning things, different ways to like pattern stuff. And I'm just I have to make my costumes for my acts now. And then so that'll go kind of mid-October to mid-November, and then block 3 mid-November to, I think we're up to the first week in December, but I've always like, just in case, because winter is cold and flu season, just in case I've got a little bit of wiggle room to like have an extra week on the end if I need to. But fundamentally, 21st of September to, actually, I need to check what the first week in December is. Yeah, up to the 6th of December. That's when it'll be running. I'm waiting on one piece of information from my schedule. Like I'm waiting on somebody else giving me some dates for for a recurring meeting before I can confirm what day I'm going to do it. But at the moment, and put your preferences in the comments if you want to join me. I'm either going to do it on a Wednesday about 7 p.m. until 8 p.m. or I'm going to do it during the day on Friday. But I haven't decided what time yet. Because as I say, I'm waiting to hear back from somebody else about a change to my schedule that, like, if I can, I want to like keep in my schedule. But yeah, so I'll be back with another video probably next Thursday or Friday. Again, kind of similar afternoon time. That just seems to work for me for these lives. Kind of between 1 and 3 p.m. just at some point in that time. I'm like, okay, I've had my lunch now. It's time to go to chat to the internet. But yeah, so we'll do Burly Summer Camp went well. I did get a bit behind on things. That's okay. I set expectations for myself that my body can't deliver on, because every day is different with a chronic illness and disability. It's dynamic. I do not know when I wake up in the morning whether I'm going to be a functional human or whether I'm lying in a dark room with my head underneath a pile of pillows because I cannot take the horrific light sensitivity pain and the migraine and all of that fun stuff that comes with it. But I will have the tutorial PDFs and just like plain text file version of the summer camp fan tutorials. That's what I'm looking for. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm getting tired now. They'll have to be done by mid-October because I need them for Automatic Development Series. So I was hoping, as I say, to get them done this week, but I was sick. It hasn't happened. And your health always has to come first. Burlesque is a beautiful art form, but it's not worth ruining your health over. Just isn't. And then next, Automatic Development Series, 21st of September to 6th of December. Maybe we'll go on 1 week longer with wiggle room, but hopefully not. 3 blocks of 3 weeks. And the information will be in my store, and I'll do a specific video on it at some point next week. I think that's covered. I think we've covered everything. So have a wonderful day, and hopefully see you in Automatic Development Series 2. Yes, last year's one is really for absolute beginners who've not done act development before. This year is really like you're doing your second act or your 102nd, or your 202nd act. But like you can, if you are more like me and you're more of a storyteller than a costumer. I mean, I make costumes, but it's not my main thing. I'm quite happy to just do a t-shirt tease or a towel tease, and that's enough. The story's more important to me. Then it will work as your first point of call, but it might be worth going back and doing last year's first if you've never created an act before. Or just like the bits of it you need. Did I talk about video visions? No, I didn't. I got distracted. I got distracted. So block 3, which will run from mid-November to the end of December, is video visions. And I don't actually know what I'm doing for that one yet, because this is the one that I've never taught before. Last year, I basically was like, this is how you do cameras. This is how editing is choreography. And I technically still owe that class a finished video act that I haven't edited. So that's on my to-do list as well. I need to do that. So yes, I don't actually know what that's going to be. I'm going to spend some time planning out my curriculum properly next week before I make the announcement. But yeah, speaking to YouTube as a sounding board is good for getting these ideas out. So yes, my first Burly summer camp went well. Was it perfect? No. But we got the videos out, we did all the lives, and we communicated when we were struggling with our own being a bit overambitious. Yeah, so I've had a good summer with you all, and hopefully some of you will come with me into Automatic Development Series. Ta-ta for now.